Blair, are you there? Hello, good morning. Sent me an email looking for a number. I sent it to post. I don't know if it go to his for you guys. Go present one.
I don't know who's speaking, but I can't understand you. I don't know if it's me or my end or your end. Is that Cliff?
Morning, it's Mark.
Oh, I can't understand you. Is anybody else having a problem or just
Yeah,
me?
it's Mark Davis. You're coming through loud and clear, Mavis.
But, oh, Mark is having trouble?
It sounds like Mark Davis, who's all gargly. He sounds like a bad speaker at the drive-through restaurant.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl.
Anita.
Any problem? They have to have bedding and a place to get out of the wind.
So they can go in and out independently.
Yeah.
What's the garage door opener thing?
Others are in the barn until they go out to exercise.
Okay.
Green? What is this garage door opener thing? What does that do?
Oh,
If you press that, the
call the police.
sheriff will come up with
Sheriff's
guns
coming.
loaded.
I hit that
Is
with
this
my,
really a panic button?
yeah,
Here's a panic button. If you just pushed it, you'll have a.
I hit it with my knee.
Seriously?
I hit it with my knee once.
Don't do it.
Well, you're the wrong guy to tell that.
Okay, forget about it. And that's it. Good morning, everybody. The time being 10:31 or 10:30 and 20 seconds. And let's call the Special Human Services Committee meeting of Wednesday, January 26th to order. We could have a roll call vote.
Lewis,
Lewis here.
Allen,
Alan present. Good morning.
Bates,
Bates here.
Davis,
Davis here.
Iqbal,
Iqbal present.
Kenyon,
Here.
Heurog, Shepro,
Present.
Wow, we're all here.
Burgess.
It's a full house. Congratulations.
You have a quorum.
Quorum. Do we have any public comments in the audience or online? Perfect. I'd like to motion to amend the agenda to go to executive session for just a few minutes.
Bates moves.
Wait, we have to state why we're going to do
Oh,
that.
sorry.
So we're going, and Michelle, can you help me with the reasons there, please?
Good morning, everyone. Michelle Neerman from the King County State's Attorney's Office.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello. We would suggest to the committee that it entertain a motion to consider and discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee, as well as to review closed session minutes.
Mavis, is that okay with you?
Yes, so moved.
Alan seconds. Please call that.
Allen,
Alan, I.
Bates,
Bates, aye.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Sturgis.
Surges, yes.
Allen,
Allen present.
Bates,
Bates here.
Davis,
Davis here.
Iqbal,
Iqbal present.
Kenyon,
Here.
Lewis,
Sorry. Lewis here.
Shepro,
Chaparral present.
Pirog,
Here.
Sturgis.
Surges here.
Have a quorum.
Commissioner Molina, are you with us now?
I was. I wasn't allowed in the closed session, so you can fill me in later.
We locked you out. Sorry about that.
It was pretty exciting.
Thank you. Okay,
Riveting.
old business, item number 3, discussion on the lobbyist or registration ordinance. I believe that we only had one item that was left dangling on that, and that Vincent is fully prepared now to bring us up to speed.
Yes, thank you. Assistant State's Attorney Vincent Coyle. The issue that was presented before was whether this lobby registration ordinance should also include a cool down period in which, for example, an employee or someone associated with the county were to leave the county, and then their ordinance would state that they would not be allowed to register as a lobbyist for a certain period of time. So I had a chance to look through the statute regarding the Lobby Registration Act, and there is no provision that gives that authority to the county to do that. So it would be the recommendation at this time to not have that provision in there. Someone who leaves the county and simply just wants to be employed as a lobbyist, there is no prohibition against that. If that clause were to be placed into ordinance, it could result in it just being first unenforceable and then also lead to a slippery slope. You start there, and then what other employment could be prohibited after someone leaves the county. And that's not something that I see authorized in the statute at all. And the statute did make a modification this January, and it states in it that no local government may regulate lobbying in a manner inconsistent with this act, and all existing laws and ordinances that are inconsistent with this act are hereby superseded. So therefore, the authority, I guess it's the recommendation that this ordinance should be as tightly connected to the statute as possible. Any deviation from that would probably most likely be unenforceable.
Vincent, thank you. I believe it was Commissioner Iqbal that had the conversation on this. Have you had a chance to update him or have that conversation?
Not yet, but I can definitely follow up with him and see if he has any other questions or concerns about that, or if there's other ways or thinking that he may want to.
Okay, since this is just a discussion item, we would like to move it to the next agenda to move out of committee.
Okay, thank you.
Is that okay? And Mo, if you have a question for Vince, could you just give him a call directly?
Okay, sure. Yeah,
Okay,
no problem.
perfect. Vincent, thank you for being diligent on this. I know we've dragged this out over several meetings, but I think giving that time allowed you to put your fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Thank you.
perfect.
Okay.
New business, Mr. Kenyon, could I have a motion to accept the resolution adjusting the salary of the Executive Director of Human Services?
So moved.
Thank you so very much. Second,
Davis, second.
Davis, second. Any conversation on this?
No.
Okay, if we could call that.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Bates,
Bates, aye.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Sturgis,
Surges, yes.
passes.
Thank you, everybody, for that. And I think that will be Madam Chair, does this need to go out of this committee and to the board, or is this final?
Finance.
Michelle, what are you thinking?
At a minimum, it must go to the executive committee and the county board.
Okay. Okay, perfect. If we can just make that, put that into the system as such, that would be great.
Yeah,
And
so
Mark, I
question-
understand going to finance, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a budgeted item. And since it's already budgeted, there's no need to go to finance. We can go right to exec. Unless you feel differently.
I'm okay with that. I just thought that when we were expending funds, that the usual path was finance, then executive, then full board. But if Michelle's okay with it, I'm okay with it.
You're the best, buddy. Okay, item B, discussion for COVID policy. Jamie, if you're in here, thank you so much. Let me broad brush this if I can. There are so many details, and this item is moving so swiftly that while it seems prudent to say, here's our policy, the reality is by the time we move it through committee, the policy's changed. And I don't know that it's appropriate for us to try and take a snapshot in time when things are changing so fast. So Jamie, is that kind of where we're taking?
That's kind of where we were going with it, just to make sure everybody was aware. When we had set this meeting, it was to discuss the policy that had to come with the vaccine mandate coming out of OSHA, which has since been overturned. So that's no longer a necessity, and we're not under any kind of obligation to set a policy in this, but just wanted the opinion of the committee consensus of if you did want to have us work on some kind of policy that would not include a mandatory vaccination, but we could include any masking or reporting requirements or anything else that the committee would like to entertain.
If I can, don't we already have a mask mandate policy, something that's already on the books?
We have a mask resolution, so we do.
Perfect.
Mhm.
I see no need to continue to chase our tail on this, but only if the state's attorney's office agrees that the urgency for this has diminished with the OSHA deal.
We are under, the county is under no mandate at this time to adopt a policy in accordance with an OSHA rule. The Supreme Court overturned that rule, and I believe it was reported this morning that the Biden administration has withdrawn that rule as well formally. So there is no rule. Illinois OSHA is what governs the county. Illinois OSHA issued a statement that because its rule was based on the federal rule, everything has stayed there as well.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to go around the horn on this. Louis, do you have any problem with that?
Absolutely none.
Alan?
I'm fine. Do we still have, forgive me because I haven't been to the building. Do we still have temperature testing when you come and go?
We do.
The deputy is at the front door, building A, and he does check the temperature of people coming in.
Let me be specific, though. I don't check it on the way out. You said come and go. On your way in, we take it, but we don't take it on the way out.
Sorry, I misspoke. I'm sorry.
It's like, thought I was cheating there or something. Okay. Thanks, Deb. Mavis?
Thank you for asking. So I am very concerned about the COVID situation right now. And so many of my friends are getting COVID, and I'm glad we still have the mask mandate. I would like to see it more complied with. I'd like to see better compliance with the masking mandate. And I don't know if we could give out incentives, Tootsie Roll Pops. I'm not sure what would encourage even the members of our board to wear their mask as mandated. As far as the vaccination mandate, we can't do that, but could we do incentives? Because what is it costing us to have our employees out right now who are not vaccinated? I suppose because of HIPAA, we don't know how many are vaccinated, or do we?
Why don't, let's have that. Mavis, if you wouldn't mind, could we have that conversation offline? And then if we can gather some consensus on it, then we'll bring it back to the regular committee.
Okay.
Would that work for you?
Who would I call?
Me and Jamie.
Okay.
James,
All right.
is that okay with you?
Absolutely. Yep. You can go ahead and call me or send me an email.
Okay. Perfect. Mark?
Yeah, I'm fine with what we're doing. It's, as soon as you go to mandates for anything, people bristle, and then you get, pushback more than cooperation. It's just, I'd still encourage everybody to do all the things that they can. the biggest problem we've faced here is politicizing, a battle that should have just been humans versus a virus. But there you have it.
Well
There you
said,
go.
here, here.
Mo?
Yeah, I have the same feeling. It's confusing. If you heard or read, St. George Library was closed because 35 people wanted to come in unmasked, and they closed the library. If the same thing would happen to the county, what would you do? Is there a policy for that?
Shoot 'em.
Interesting. I think we have a mask requirement that's already been passed, and I don't think there's any provision to let down on that. I mean, we haven't overturned that, so that's am I correct in that statement, Michelle? If that's our requirement, that's our requirement. If you want to come in here, you had a mask.
He likes to watch you get up and down.
Yeah,
No, that is correct. We have a resolution that requires masking.
yeah.
We do have a deputy position downstairs that could assist if there's unruly behavior. And we would call the sheriff's office, I imagine, to have backup.
Yeah, so Mo, I don't know if that helps you, but we're not letting down on that or easing off on that at all.
Okay.
Right, but I understand. I did read that article and I found that intriguing. Thank you for bringing it up. Michael,
No mandate.
all good? Corrine, are you okay?
I support good public health and best practices. That would include willingness for those individuals who would like to get vaccinated to make sure it's accessible and available to them. I support wearing masks as appropriate, but I do believe that at this juncture, we should not have any other further restrictions of a vaccine mandate, nor a mask. How should I say this?
Step right into it. Go ahead.
We should keep our mask mandate as is and hope that there'll be compliance by both our board members, our staff, and the public who comes into the building out of respect for each other's health.
Perfect. Vice Chair Shepro?
Could you refresh my recollection as to what event would trigger a change or elimination of the mask mandate for us? Is it our decision as we passed it, or is it based upon third-party change, whether it be CIDC?
Ken, I can only answer that by memory for me. And that was a choice that we made at the board level. If anybody has any information, I can promise you we'll look into that and get back with you on it. But my memory says it was our choice.
But I believe the state has a mask mandate right now. And you can see when you go to grocery stores or stores, they have that request for that masking. So I believe right now, both our schools, libraries, et cetera, private and public employers have a state mandated mask mandate. Is that
I
correct?
guess that's what I'm asking.
So until the state rescinds that?
Yeah, Ken, we'll get back with you on that and exactly how that was put together, whether our ordinance was just tied to something else or something that we did on our own.
No, I think. it was
And Jamie will get back with you on that to make sure that we can answer you specifically.
But otherwise, I agree with the other comments.
Perfect. I thank you so very much. Jamie, did we have anything else on this? Again, I don't want to send you on a task that you can't ever complete. And this is one of those. I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't have anything further on it. Like, as I had stated, it was just a matter if you wanted to entertain anything regarding policies regarding COVID. And if not, then that's fine.
That is it. Okay. I have one item. I don't believe we have anything else on agenda, but I do have one item I'd like to bring up. I'm so sorry, Madam State's Attorney. Dawn, do we need to vote on yours? Perfect. So under executive session, we discussed closed session meeting minutes. And Mike, we need a,
I'll move.
Mike Kenyon moves to,
Wait a second.
I
Dawn?
would say to
Not really.
Follow Exhibit A,
Got it.
which was in the packet.
Karen, do you have that? Mr. Kenyon moved to follow Exhibit A by recommendation of the state's attorney's office. Was that Bates that seconds?
Wait a second.
Bates seconds. Any discussion on any of that? Karen, go ahead. Dawn, thank you. Fry-
Allen,
Alan, I.
Bates,
Bates, aye.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Sturgis.
Sturgis, yes.
Yes.
And Dawn, I apologize. We will often in this committee rearrange a schedule to get professionals in and out. I did not mean for you to sit through all of that for something as simple
Oh,
as
she
that.
likes being here.
Yeah, I know you enjoy these committee meetings, but I apologize. I wish you would have raised your hand there or something. So, okay, one other item, somebody has asked, there is a service dog in training. And I was asked if the committee would mind if that service dog participated at our committee level. I don't personally have any issue with that, but this is not the fiefdom of Cliff. So I just wanted to lay it out there and say, does anybody have a problem knowing that there might be a whine or a growl or a bark or a something in the background? But if we don't train these service dogs in the environment for which they're intended, then what's the point? Call it an
It's-
intern, call it an internship. Mavis,
Does the dog get to vote?
the dog, only if Shepro
there's
says
a
the
tie.
dog gets the vote.
There's
So,
a tie.
Only if there's not a quorum present.
yeah, there we go. There we go.
And
then
I
you-
think we've already have participants who whine and growl, so I don't see any change.
We've lost all control.
Speaking of
If that's
yours
okay with
truly.
everybody, if we could just note in the minutes that this committee would be supportive of the internship and training of a service dog.
Absolutely.
Approved.
Perfect. Okay, I know this was a special meeting. We promised a half an hour. Does anybody have anything else that they needed to talk about? Seeing none, I take a motion to adjourn.
I would move.
So moves Kenyon.
Davis, second.
Davis seconds.
I gotta walk the dog.